On?
We good?
We good.
We on?
All right. Let's call the meeting to order. Alan, you want to say a prayer?
Jesus, thank you for your kindness, your goodness to us, Lord. You've been so good to Glenwood and our families, and we appreciate you. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call.
Gary Brady.
Here.
Jimmy Clark.
Present.
Alan Moore.
President.
Chris Wooler.
Present.
All present.
All right, minutes for our November 27th meeting.
We made a couple extra copies just so we wouldn't lose any. That way if we write them, sign them the wrong way, just being prepared.
There are 2 copies.
I make a motion, we approve the November 27th meeting minutes.
Have a motion to approve November 27th minutes. Have a
I'll
second? Roll call.
Gary Brady.
Aye.
Chris Wooler.
I guess I wasn't
Okay. Jimmy Clark.
Aye.
And Alan Moore. All approved.
You can still approve them.
Okay.
here. I don't know what happened.
It's in there.
All right. We don't have any financials this month, so we'll have 2 months next month. He's not coming till tomorrow, so Fred hadn't been here yet.
I got you.
So, when he gets, if he'd been here, we'd have him, but he's not, he's coming tomorrow or Thursday. Thursday, excuse me. He'll be here Thursday. Okay, change signature on AEDC financial documents. Right now, we still have Jackie Gardner and Bridget, on this bank account. We gotta change it. This is just money coming through for the grant for Resolute. It's their money, but it's gotta go through the city of Glenwood. In that account, that check runs through that, so it's just gotta have the signature changes so we can move the money. It's ready to be moved, so can I have a motion to take, Jackie Gardner and Bridget Moore off the account, and I guess you'll put me and Ryan on the account. It's only, one check will be all that'll go through it right now,
I'll
right?
make that motion.
Could be more, but, Chris made the motion.
I'll second it.
Gary Brady.
Aye.
Jimmy Clark.
Aye.
Which one?
Aye.
This?
Alan Moore. All in favor.
Billy, pass that back to Chris. Chris.
I wasn't there.
You can sign it.
Oh, I didn't vote.
What's
All you're
it?
doing is voting, you agree with what's on the paper.
Okay, that was that part of it, and that is this part, Brenda. Is that a second part in there?
You can put nay. Who did it?
Did I do it this time?
Yeah, Alan did it probably.
You should.
Did you hear?
Okay, where is that at on all this? Do I need to sign these W-9s and everything?
So we gotta add a third person.
It's both of you and then one other person that'll be in
that's
town on
not-
that day that's not on the bank
on
account.
the bank account, so,
Right.
Brenda could be on
No.
there, or Carrie, are the two that aren't on any of our signature cards. So they can't be
Oh, so it's me, Alan, or Chris can't, we're already on it.
They're already off, because you're on the signature cards for the bank. So it can be
You're not on the signature card?
Carrier.
Oh, they didn't
Because I
put you.
came
but-
after.
Okay,
She came-
and we just
Yeah.
wasn't gonna change it again.
Yeah.
Wasn't any reason other than that, okay.
Right.
So Carrie can be on it.
Yes.
But she'll have to be,
Okay.
So I need y'all to vote to put Carrie on the signature cards on this account, right?
It's not on the signature card, the bank, it's on the signature card for the form from AEDC.
Signature card for the form AEDC. We need a motion to put Carrie
I'll
on
make
the.
that motion.
I'll second.
Get me my minutes back. Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Jimmy Clark, Kerry Brady,
Aye.
Chris Fuller,
Aye.
Alan Horn, all in favor.
Have
Got-
you and Carrie?
Got 3 and 4 now?
Yeah.
That's
I
got
was
them
telling
done.
them about that.
Because y'all running on the bank account, the actual bank account.
Yeah.
Now, what, did we have to have, do we have the motion to remove?
Yeah. That's what we had. We had
You
a
had that,
motion
yeah.
to remove, that was on number 3, to remove and then add
Bridget and.
Billy and I. And then the other one was to add her to that bank signature card. Not signature card, but the bank
Yes.
form thing.
Any place else I need to sign that, that'll be in a minute, but.
I have this one too, you just let me know.
Okay. That sheet of paper goes with it, that grant control paperwork, right, Brenda, that goes with that. Making sure. Okay, new employee, police employee policy, if y'all are ready to approve it, we need to get that approved to be in effect first of the year, and then we'll need to approve that he's made the changes y'all asked to be made on the holiday. It's where, they got the full day off Christmas Eve. It was a half a day right in the other. That was the only thing we had to change, I think, on.
He added for,
Maternity leave?
the maternity leave, basically that we would be in compliance with the FMLA. We don't pay anything for that, we just allow the employees to use their sick time and their vacation time up to 12 weeks.
Right.
There is a clause in there that cities and governments and stuff like that need to follow that, even if they're under 50 employees.
See, after I went and visited with Dustin, he said that the FMLA's in there basically that they can take all their sick and vacation if they need some more time off they can take it with no penalties.
Right, up to 12 weeks.
Yeah, whatever they need, doctor notes or whatever, so long as they know, they can take off whatever they need, their job's not jeopardized. And what this way it should be. It's just we don't have to pay, we don't have to pay the time.
Yeah, we're not paying
Yeah.
there. So it just allows them to keep a job.
Correct.
And we also added that, property and retirement is significant, I believe, to the college, Chris United one that, it was like bring that,
What about like a 90-day probation
Yes.
period? Yes.
so we added that.
Yes. So what's
We
going
need to
to
address the pregnancy thing too.
That's what they added in, was the FMLA. It's in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the best, it'd be nice, we also don't have money to necessarily pay for a week or 2 weeks, but allowing them to have a job, I guess, is better than what we did have. So, it goes to say a lot for women to carry babies and create life, so I think as a city, we need to look at that.
Embrace that.
Let's address the,
Address the future water meter.
you need to address the manuals first, and then if you want to do something on pay, you could do that at a separate, that won't have to be in the manual. Or y'all can change it and you'll have the manual ready to approach for January, whatever you want to do.
What'd you say?
So if you want to address doing something else on pay, just do that as a separate line, not in the, you got two girls
You can amend
pregnant.
it.
Both of your water girls are pregnant, do it within, I guess they must have drank the same water the same day, because I think they're both, what are they both within 2 or 3 weeks of each other? I think is, we'll see how they come, but we're about 2 weeks apart, so we're gonna have a rough time over there.
It's that tomato soup with Blue Lily.
That's what the tomato soup Brett cooked. But anyway, do I have a motion to accept the police department personnel policy handbook?
Greg, did you, is it everything did you have anything you wanted to add to it? It look good? I'm good, I'm good with it. I just want to make sure we hear from everybody.
Been working on this for a year. I can table if you want to, just.
Do they have to be done separately?
They're
Do
two
the-
different, yeah, they're two different.
So right now, you're talking about the police?
The police.
department one?
Mhm.
So, do you need to make a motion? I'll make the motion to
I'll
approve
second
the,
Have a motion to accept the City of Glenwood Police Department Personnel Policy Handbook. Have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Jimmy Clark, Alan Moore,
Can we have a couple, 1-minute discussion before, or we have to back?
There's a motion on, it, so you have to,
Motion and second on the floor. You can have discussion before we vote on it, yes.
yes.
Okay. If we hire, I know we've talked about this and back and forth and whatever else, but when we hire an officer and they go to the academy, and we send them off for this up training or this, whatever, do we have an in-place contract they sign with us currently that they, you know, if they leave within a year, that they will pay us back for, you know, us paying all the expenses of their vehicle going over there, and going through the classes, and going through, it costs a lot of money. And we've lost some really good, officers that we spend a lot of money on, and I know it's that way with every employer, but there is some things in place. And I just wonder if we have, it's been talked about so much. I wanna know if we actually have it in place, but I am in favor of this.
Greg, didn't you say, Greg, that if somebody leaves, the other department has to buy you out?
They leave, they leave money. The state regulates that. If an officer goes, send one to the academy, but it leaves for 9 months, goes over to another department. If he's in the paperwork, that department. Not back.
Or 18 months if he goes immediately, I guess.
Yes,
Look, he
Whatever
just
the
quits-
time left of the 18 months is.
but if he quits, no, there's
He
nothing.
quits policing, we just, yes. Okay.
They tell you at the academy, there's only 20% left of whatever goes to the class in 2 years. You've got 100 in class, there's 20 in that 2 years. The other 80 basically.
it's not for everyone.
Any other
We
dis-
have a motion and a second, and just go ahead and put it through.
Okay, so I got a motion and a second, I got Chris Wood,
Aye.
Jimmy Clark,
Aye.
Alan Moore, Terry Bray.
aye.
All in favor for the employee police policies?
What you wanted is covered for 18 months.
But not,
But from what they're saying, it's
but not
covered.
if they just quit. It's only if they go to another entity.
I don't think they're gonna do anything, they're not using a license anyway, so I don't think there's anything to do about that. I don't think. She shut down.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm choking.
All right, you have the City of Glenwood Employee Personnel Handbook for all the rest of the employees but police in front of you. I need a motion to accept that.
I make a motion.
Have a motion, have a second? Any discussion? Carrie Brady,
Aye.
Jimmy Clark,
Aye.
Chris Fuller, Alan Moore. All in favor? All right. Tomorrow, I am supposed to go with Highway Department and the city's engineer. The sidewalk project is a mess, to say the least. Almost every handicap ramp has to be taken out and repoured. And that will be at the contractor's expense. I gave you a sheet of all this stuff, and it tells you everything that they've got to redo. Both on Mountain View, not on Mountain View, both on Tennessee and on Highway 8. And I don't agree with the way things get done in these projects, because to me, if they're pouring the wrong grade, the engineer ought to stop them, but he can't stop them to the end of the job and make him redo it. And they just kept doing it wrong. So, with that being said, there's 4 spots on Park Street. There's numerous spots on Highway 8. And first off, if the little rubber mat is set there and not turned square with the next driveway, that's a known fact. You got it because a blind person's supposed to be, that mat, they know where to walk to the next one. So if you got it turned, you're walking them out in the street where there ain't no, all those got to be tore out. And then the grade on them is wrong. All this up here by the car wash and all that, that one grade's a foot too high. But that's all on him to redo, okay? Now, then when we get to Tennessee Street, that was designed, the curb was in there on all that project. And evidently the city just bid that. That was all done before I got here. I'll take the blame for it. I guess Mayor, me, it got done there my deal. But anyway, I didn't know, that doesn't meet, like at the intersections on, let's start with 3rd Street down there. If you look at 3rd Street, we had a culvert inlet box right there. And you gotta come off of that street and get a handicap. Gotta be one of those little yellow pads poured in there that's turned 9 degrees across to the other sidewalk project. And for a blind person, when he goes to the other sidewalk, no place for him to get back on the sidewalk. So you're gonna have to tear out a section of that. That was not done in this job. The turning down 3rd Street back to your left, if y'all know where that's at, going back towards the cemetery, was not done in this job. But they're gonna have to tear back and get that drop inlet tore out that was there before the job started. That's gotta be tore out and fixed. You understand what I'm saying? You're gonna have to turn and go 4 or 5 foot down 3rd Street. And on the other side where the sidewalk is, that's gotta be cut out and a handicap for a blind person to get in there. That was not in the job. If you look at this, he's asking for $49,844.55 for an estimated change order. I'm not happy with that at all. And then you come up, let's see, go to 4th Street, we have the same problem. You're gonna have to make the turnout, tear out the drop inlets that were already in it. Those had drop inlets on 3rd Street and 2nd Street already. Those have got to be tore out. They were not, this contractor didn't do that. It was, the city had that done, not under any contract. But then to put sidewalk on it, it changed. I don't know why that wasn't designed in the project, but it wasn't designed in the project. Okay? And Highway Department's come up, this handicap accessible ramp. I guess the engineer may have thought that that was already in there and it didn't apply, but when you tie the sidewalk to it, ADA does come into application. And then you go on up and he's got some of the ramps that he's gonna have to tear out and fix the grade in the sidewalk and go back down. Then you get down to 5th Street, have the same problem. That'll be tore out and fixed. And then Sixth Street's okay, I think. I'm going with Jason Eford from the Highway Department will be here again tomorrow. This contractor has got tons of work he's gonna have to tear out, and that's on him. Because he put it in, it's not put in by design spec, and this, I don't understand when you hire a contractor and you got an inspector on the job, the inspector can't tell him it's done wrong, because he's gotta have, until he says he's ready to inspect, the time to correct his problem. This does not make sense to me. But the contractor, when he came up here and looked at what his crew did, said, we're wrong. I said, we got to tear that and fix it. I said, I'm not arguing that. I don't know if some of this $49,844.55 sounds high on what we've got to pay that wasn't done in his bid. And I was out in Vegas working last week when they came, so till tomorrow, I have not looked at the project, and I talked with Kyron on it today. He said, we need to go back and negotiate this price, but he said, let's look at, if it's something that they put in, that they're tearing out, that's not our responsibility. And I told Kyron, I want you to come in here on this and give to me, removing concrete on Tennessee and Field Street to the corner. Okay, if that's something, the square footage of that needs to be measured, in my opinion, and if it's something he didn't do that was already there, it's gotta be tore out, we owe for that. I don't have a problem with that, but if it's, I don't wanna pay for his room and board and equipment rental and all that stuff on stuff that he's gotta have on the job to redo his stuff. To me, this needs to be broke down by the square footage of what's not, that wasn't done in the bid that's gotta be redone.
I'm not in favor of giving him any more money at this point, because he's done too hot with the money he's got, until he starts correcting some of this stuff. Then if we can legitimately show us
Yeah,
He won't get
the
this,
reason for the change order, then that's a different story. But
he won't get this change order. I'm asking you to give me the authority to go up to that much. If that's what they show us is not, that is, if he has done the work and responsible for fixing it, we ain't paying for it.
yeah,
We've got work in here that's not in the bid. And I want that done by the square foot, just like his bid was on the work he did.
yeah.
We owe him for the square footage of what he didn't do. That's gotta be fixed. We owe for that. I agree with that. I don't think it's $49,844, and I want it done by the square foot, just like he bid the job, not living, travel expense, per diem, travel miles, $6,600. That ain't our fault.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how you got $2,700 worth of material.
And $31,000 worth of labor, and per diem and travel, $6,000, and equipment rental.
That don't make any sense to me.
That's not the way, this is not the way the job was bid. And Kyron agreed with me today, they need to do a square footage, just like we paid him on the sidewalk. All he's tearing out, he's gotta redo.
So what do you want us to do? Authorize you to spend whatever you think's fair?
No more than that right there, but I'm not gonna spend more
Up to
than,
$49,000.
right, but I'm not gonna spend any more than what the bid on the square footage of the job was that's in his contract that we're paying for
I got you.
work that's additional.
can we not bring it back when he gives you the correct bid?
Yeah, we wanna hold him up another month. He's wanting to start in January. But I don't think they're gonna have this number ready for me till they go down there and see what's gotta come out.
So then what is that, what's holding them up? I guess I'm confused.
Well, they're wanting to come here and do it all in January, do it all at once. But we won't pay them for it anyway, because this change order won't be paid for the work's done. But this change order right here, I just need an authorization to go,
I'd like to-
are y'all authorized how much money you want me to say we can spend? I don't know what the square footage, I don't want to spend any more money per square foot than he was under contract to do for work that wasn't in his contract, that we've gotta do to get.
If he's wanting to start January, then he needs to provide us with the proper stuff so he can start the work in January. I mean, it's not our fault we're holding on. He didn't do it right the first time.
okay? The work he's got to correct on, he's already been paid for.
So he can start on that.
He can start on it. What they're asking, what this change order's doing, and I don't believe that's right, is I want a square footage for what was already installed that
I
he
agree
didn't
with you. I'm
touch.
saying we'll tell him to provide us with that number.
Okay, that's, if that, y'all
That's
give
my
me the
opinion.
authority to spend it that way, I don't, whatever that number is, then I'll tell him he can,
We
we'll
need to
pay
say it.
him, y'all agree to pay him for what was not in his contract that's gotta be done to complete, not anything more. If y'all give me that authority, we'll go at it from that view. There's work here that's not in his contract. that's
I
gotta be-
understand that.
I agree with that, but I want it bidded outright.
I want it bid outright, that's
Oh,
all.
I'm not gonna accept this right here. I want him to bid it by the square footage that he did. All the work he's doing is nothing, what he's doing is nothing more than was in his, there's not a line item in his contract for already.
It ain't like our other, sidewalk guys tied up for 144 years, so that ain't, that's my option.
But we're under contract with him. He's gotta come clean up his calf, and we're not gonna give him more, the state's already held our money up. We've got a bid, amount turned into the state, and the state's not gonna pay any more till this is cleaned up back to us. And we've already done a draw on that and paid the contractor. But the state's not gonna pay us for that draw till we get this cleaned up. Yes. So, we're holding money up in street money coming back, but it doesn't matter, we're not gonna get paid another dime on our reimbursement money from the state till his problems are all cleaned up. The state's put a hold on the money. And I'm fine with that, I mean, till it gets corrected, it needs to be corrected. All I'm wanting you to do is, if you would, is authorize to do only what's done, because I don't want to pay for anything more than what's done by the square footage of, if he's got 10 foot of curb to redo, that's not in the bid, then we'll pay him for whatever the old bid was times 10 foot. It's in the bid. If there's a drop inlet he's got to rebuild, there's at least 3 drop inlets that's got to be rebuilt that he didn't touch. So those drop inlets, we're going to owe for. And there's a price in his contract for those drop inlets. Don't have the contract here right now. I go in there, I'll have to go over the other building now because the records moved over to the building.
Around 2,600 or something like that.
Whatever they are, that's a line item bid. And then the square footage of sidewalk he builds is a price, and that handicap ramp with the little yellow thing in it, if he's got to put any of those, I don't think there's any of those extra because he's going to take out ones and those may be put back in at the end, but to me, we shouldn't have to pay for that because it's already in the
Should have
bid.
been done, yes.
But I'll argue all that. I just need to know how y'all want me
I'm
to.
in motion, I'd like to make a motion, authorize you to use your best judgment with these people, look out for the city, not to exceed the amount.
I'd rather have it in front of you.
I would too.
I won't do anything more than, I'm not gonna, whatever y'all want, it's fine. But I'm not gonna authorize anything more than a bid by the square footage
It's
or
not
linear,
like-
if it's square footage or linear foot or a drop inlet that wasn't in the original contract, we gotta pay for that.
It's
I don't-
not like he doesn't have enough work to do. We can get the numbers and come back to this
Okay.
next meeting.
Yeah,
Just vote it if that's the way you wanna do it, and that's the way I'll
I
proceed.
want him
with
to
it.
start working on the stuff he
I
needs to
need to
fix.
vote my motion down.
I don't have a second on it.
Yeah, you have a second, Steve.
Like I said, unless somebody seconds it.
No.
You know, almost like-
No, so I don't have a motion on the floor unless somebody wants to second
Well,
his.
my argument was you're riding with them, you're talking with Kyron, you're checking it out, you're obviously on it, you're not wanting us to get ripped off, so.
I'm not gonna,
Opportunity to do your job, that's just my thoughts, but I see their side too, so it don't really.
I will not authorize till I get, I'm not gonna authorize this estimate. I'm not trying it. The estimate's gonna be for the square footage or the if it's a square foot or a linear foot or a drop, every how it's in the original contract, we need to pay for what that difference is, and that's it. And the rest of that, it's up to him. But y'all vote on how y'all tell me, so I know what to tell him. If y'all wanna wait until you come back, I don't have any heartburn on that, guys. I just gotta have what I need to do tomorrow.
I'll make a motion, we wait till we get the correct numbers in front of us. That's just me.
Have a motion to wait till we get the correct numbers.
I'll second it.
I have a second. Roll call.
Terry Brady,
Aye.
Alan Moore,
No,
Linda Clark, Chris Wood.
Okay?
3-1.
That's the way y'all will work with it. That's all I needed to know. We're gonna hold some money out of it, and y'all all know that, but I don't know, and I don't wanna.
I'd rather see.
I was thoroughly upset. I've talked to them 3 times on this. I said, this can't be right. But anyway, y'all give me an idea on what we're gonna work with him on. The next item on the list, if you look at that, we have an offer to buy a T-870 Bobcat 2019 loader with 920, it had 913 hours on it, and the city, M&M Wrecker has allowed the city to use it, and it's got 933 hours on it now. And it seems like a very good piece of equipment. If you look at the picture there, not this picture, but there's actually a picture in there of it. There's a picture, the back page is a picture of the piece of equipment. He does not want his money, if you agree to buy this to next year and you've got the money in next year's budget, you don't have it in this year's budget, and he don't want his money this year. He just wants to know if the city wants it or if he goes somewhere else to sell it. We need a skid steer. This skid steer new is about $120,000 is about where they're going new. About 85 to 90,000 is where they're going with this kind of hours on it. This has come available on the Barry Walker situation. This was Barry Walker's, and M&M bought all of the equipment from the lawyer, ever how that's going down, and he's got a clear title on this, and he's offered it to the city first. We need one, and
I did some research on it, and the one like it, a 2017 model with 5,000 hours is going for 45,000. So, I mean,
this is a 2019.
19, so I mean,
It's showing 933 hours on the machine right now, and it will not be paid for until next year's budget but I just need to let him know whether you're interested in it or not. I think it's a good deal, but it's y'all's vote. We will still need to get a brush hog to go with that. This has just got a
Bucket.
front bucket with it,
what size bucket is it?
probably a 3rd yard. This is the largest,
It is a 3rd-yard bucket there?
yeah, at least that, it's a big bucket. Could be a 4th, I mean, it's probably a 3rd, I think it's a 3rd, not a 4th. Yeah, this is the largest machine
83 inch,
Bobcat makes.
83 inch bucket. Does it have def on it?
It's got a 95 horsepower engine in it, that's a big skid steer. 100 horse, excuse me.
Yes, it's a 100.
A high flow or low
I
flow.
was gonna ask that, does it have where you can run the mulcher and stuff?
Boy from M&M said don't ever run on low flow, and everything's got on high flow, it's gonna operate quicker.
It's worth the 65,000, I'll make the motion to buy the thing.
Have a motion to buy the 2019 T-870 compact track loader. Have a second? Roll call. Jimmy Clark? Chris Fuller?
Aye.
Carrie Brady?
Aye.
Alan Moore? All in favor?
And you're gonna work that out with him where, later?
He don't want pay for it now. He wouldn't take a check back. He don't want us, he wants it next year. He just asked me to commit to whether he's gonna buy it or not next year. Turn that old one.
Chris, you can probably call the one. Do we need to kill the light to see it, or you think we can see it?
Let's see here.
You can kill the front light. Kill the front row. It's right behind you.
No, over here, man.
Oh, I'll get it. I thought it was behind you. Just that front row. I think it'd help. There you go, yeah.
Okay, we're in the process of getting the city's webpage back up. We went and resurrected it from before the crash 4 years ago, whenever it was. And this webpage right now is going to be a working webpage for us. I just want to show you what it was like. On this page, your coming events and the next meeting agenda, you can post, we can post that on the front page all the time. Did you say city records is right, Chris?
Mhm.
Yes. Sign is yes. Well, no,
Right, again,
to the right. There you go.
I can look at it differently. All right. So right now, if you go into GlenwoodAR.net, and we'll have GlenwoodAR.com, we got that back from the guy that had been let go, and our city's webpage was down completely. So I've got this as a working webpage for knowledge right now, and we've got all of everything sewer, the daily records of what everybody's doing, the sewer plan is here, the DMRs are on here, the minutes are on here, the ordinances for this year are on here, the resolutions on here. Now then, on the minutes, if you click the minutes, I only have last month's minutes in here yet so far. The girls are working on that. They have all the ordinances, all the resolutions, and I have all the DMRs and then all of those. And y'all need to tell me, everybody wants information available. I got no problem with it. That's our meters on every pump station we got. That's what the guys are putting on their daily worksheets. They're putting it here now. They weren't keeping any records of any of this at all. Now we are. But if you go into minutes and go down here and click on minutes, everybody keeps asking for Freedom of Information Act on this. There won't be any more Freedom of Information Act. It's all out there. Now then, I don't have all the minutes but from last month back because we're just getting this up, and they will start putting them in, and and they'll get the ordinances all in there, and they'll get the resolutions all in there. But I had to start somewhere. So we started with the sewer plant first, with all the information, everything on sewer, and of course DMRs is something I have to keep on file anyway. Everybody wants those. Instead of me giving you all those every month, they're going to be the DMRs are all posted up to November right now. This looks different now. Look at it at the store. Should come on that, shouldn't it?
No, go over to your download deal up top.
Huh?
The little arrow down at top. Click on that.
Where?
Right there. Now click on that top one.
All right. There's your agenda, and you're just going to scroll. Everything's there. There's your rest of your agenda. You just keep going down. There's your sign sheets on the approving the minutes. It's all, everything, we're going to put everything that the city does, that I got anything to do with, that doesn't have to be private. It's going to be, that's your ordinance. Now, the ordinance will be in the minutes for the month it was approved, and then the ordinances will be in the ordinance file. And the resolutions will be in the minutes for the month they were approved, and then they'll be in the resolution file. Now then, I don't know if people know what they're looking at when you start looking at, there's a financial statement. Well, there's a financial statement as it was presented. So the financial statement for like October was presented in November, so it'd be, and we didn't get December's, didn't get November's today, so it won't be on there to January's minutes because they won't approve it. So if the accountant doesn't get here to get them into the minutes quick enough, they'll be a month behind. But they'll be there as quick as the council approves them. And I can put this if you want it, and y'all got to tell me how you want it. This is something we can do. Y'all seen enough of this, you know what this is. Get back to up here. Get back up right here. If you want, for instance, before the meeting starts, there's a meeting page that I think may not be turned on right now. It just says meeting, upcoming meetings. You put the agenda on for the upcoming meeting there, and it'll be there, and then it would move over to your minutes at the end of the meeting. But if you want to go into, if you want to look at, this is all the work the guys are doing. That's a blower. Right there is the times. He checked the hour meter. You click into that and it'll tell you the hours on the meter. It's everything going on the sewer department. We're going to have everything going on the water department. We didn't have a static IP up there as quick, and DJ's just having to work on this between stuff at the store and getting the guys trained how to get all of this on there. But by the end of the year, hopefully we've got all of this year's minutes in there. All the ordinances are in there right now. All of the resolutions are in there right now. If you click on them, bring them up, they're in there. Now, the big question is, I don't care, it's there. That's all the worksheets that the guys are doing. You want everybody in town to be able to see them? I'm fine with it. I have nothing to hide. Or is that too busy? I don't care, because when you put water on here, the screen's gonna get a lot longer. I don't care, let people see. I don't know if people's gonna understand what they're looking at, like on the op sheets on the water department. I have nothing to hide. We don't have anything to hide. I don't care if they look at it. I don't care if it's out there. To me, it's
We
kind
ain't
of a
got
neat
nothing to
idea.
hide, but people are gonna cherry pick for worst case scenario if they can. Certain people to make it look as bad as they can. And, so I want to be very transparent, but at the same time, I don't want to necessarily just leave a bunch of fodder out there to wreak havoc, you know, and stuff.
Well,
But I get where you're coming from.
This is the work that the guys are doing in the fields every day. I'm not gonna put a water meter reading numbers out there. I'm not doing that, but, I mean, the pump stations
You can
and
put the test results, couldn't
the
you?
test results will be there, the DMRs have to be matter for public anyway. And I've already got all them in there. The DMRs are, I'm not using this laptop, but all the DMRs, I think they were
Right there, sewer deal.
there. So, by the way, November DMR was good and clean. We didn't have any problem.
Down three.
Right there,
Up one.
up one. There's your DMR.
To be honest with you, I'd say the first four at the top and the DMR, and I'd say that'd be about what you're gonna do in public. You're not gonna know what your hours are gonna be distinguishable, anything else. It's kind of a,
And this is open to, they cannot do anything in here but look. You don't have a password. Go to guest, there's no, the city employees gotta have passwords to get in there and change anything. But, the public, whatever y'all say, leave up on that front screen is, y'all need to tell me, and it's just a simple click a button, and that, if you don't want those worksheets showing up, it won't be there. If you want that, I don't care, I'm fine with it.
How about we all just table the thing, move on, and give us a chance to review it over the next month, and we'll do it.
That'll be fine. I'll leave them up right now, and y'all tell me next month if you want something turned off that's not on, we'll tell me what you want turned off, we'll turn it off.
All right.
And hopefully by this time next month, all the water will be there.
All right.
I'm not trying to hide anything, this is just a work in progress. All this stuff that y'all wanted done, it's taking, I can't get it done overnight and do all the other things we're doing. I'm trying to get stuff done, and the city employees are learning how to do it. This isn't a beautiful webpage about the city of Glenwood, it's basically a working webpage. If you want to do something more, but it is, and we have the domain name back from GlenwoodAR.com and GlenwoodAR.net's where it is now. DJ was working on it on GlenwoodAR.net. We own both of those websites now. We're back with GoDaddy. And so the websites are back ours, and we can do more with this. Well, it'd be nice to do more with the city website than this, but this is what we have, and it's, I wanted you to see just what we're doing.
Could you not have a tab for the water department where they'd click it and then all the reports would show up so your page isn't so long?
Good.
Yeah.
Y'all just got, this is just, all I'm doing is just telling you what we got, and
Yeah.
we can, DJ can add that and click it where it go down, if that's the way you want it,
I
y'all
just think
tell
you
us how
should
you want
separate
it.
it, the sewer report, the
Well,
water report, you know, and have.
And y'all hadn't had a
tabs.
chance to look at this yet, so this is just, I'm just telling you, this is what we're working on. And you gotta get the backbone built, then you can do whatever you want to with front pictures. Okay? So, it's up. Right now, you can only get on glenwoodar.net, but glenwoodar.com will be pointing. DJ got the permission, we got the permissions back. It's been a long, hard task getting the stuff back from the place that was doing your software, whatever, for everything for the city. They didn't want to share any information. We don't have that. Well, we kept drilling. We finally got it down. We're getting printers to where instead of running 9 printers here at City Hall, we're down to 3. Gonna get down to 3. No need running all those inkjet printers. Very, very expensive to print on, and we got printers that we're paying a lease on, and it's less than a penny a copy to make, and that, they furnish a toner for that. We don't need to be printing on anything else. Why are we paying for toner for copiers that's cost you 6 cents, 5 cents a copy to make? We got a copier that'll make 6 cents, but you just didn't have a program to go to those copiers. They're all set to where all the computers will go to the office where the printer's at in their office, and it'll all print now. We're getting all that set up, and that's not all finished, because you just now moved that department over there, and then you had to redo this whole City Hall here and get it cleaned up. You're putting new routers and new firewalls in for your security protection, and like the state police are wanting back in here, and we've already got they're gonna get the old water office that they used to have. They want to be back in here January 1, so they're gonna get that office back where your daughter, Ashley, her office is where they had, and they're gonna get that office back. So they want to be back in here, and I think it's a good deal. If we got the state police want to have an office back at City Hall to work in, I think that's a good deal for us. And we're going to have a spot in there where the county wants to sit down and bring their laptop out of the car and work a few minutes. I'm going to fix them a spot to sit down and work their laptop for a few minutes. The more we can work with these police departments, I think the better we're going to be. And we need to be friendly with this office. We've got some room to let them be there. I don't know how y'all feel about it. I want to take Brenda's office and put a wall up kind of down that way and down where Brenda's desk was to put all the files in and make a conference room in there. All I want to do is just put a 2 4-stud wall and some paneling on it so you don't have to look at all that other stuff. We need a conference room. I mean, there's things you need to meet that we don't have. The police need a room they can go be quiet and talk to somebody, and sometimes I'd like to talk with some people, and y'all might like to talk to some people. Right now we don't have a room to do that in, and I want to take that room for that. I'd like to get the breathalyzer moved out of here and move it where Miranda's desk was. Is what he wants to do, and get this back open to a room we can rent out. Put a microwave and a kitchen sink back in there, so you can rent this building back out like what it was meant to be.
We took the kitchen sink out?
Oh, they took everything.
Stove and all that's out. It
He
just
took
needs to be,
everything
that
out.
stuff just needs to be put back in like it was. Cabinets are still in there, right? I
Yeah.
haven't looked in there, but it needs to be set back up like it needs to be. To rent this room out like it needs to rent. So we're moving all record keeping on the water as far as water maps and all that up. I've got Britt cleaning up that shop area that we've had for years as a mess. I've got that front room cleaned up. We gotta get mapping in up. They got the maps up for all the sewer. We gotta get ready to go start doing pull our manhole in and get that done for the sewer project. So we're gonna move all the records on, right now we have records for water and sewer maps in 3 locations. Can't find anything anywhere. We've got to get them all in one location. We're working on that. We're moving all the parts to one location instead of 4. We had parts for the water and sewer department in 4 spots. I'm getting that all consolidated to 1 spot. Makes a lot more sense because you don't know what you got where when you got them in 4 spots. But that's things we're working on. All right. Y'all cool with all that? We're ready to move on? Okay, resolution 2317. Would you please read that?
Yeah, so speaking of cleaning up all that stuff over there, Resolution 2317, the resolution authorized the destruction of old unused equipment authorized by ACA 14.59.107 and for other purposes, whereas the city of Glenwood, Arkansas has acquired and sustain an amount of unusable equipment over the years in the course of business and operation in the city, and whereas over the years, this equipment have accumulated, taking up storage space, while the use of this is no longer needed by the city because it's broken and non-repairable. Whereas Arkansas Code 14.59.107 authorizes municipal corporations to destroy certain unusable equipment. Destruction will be removed and destroyed, hard drive trashed equipment, and whereas the city council has determined that it is appropriate to authorize the mayor and the city treasurer or their duly authorized representatives to take all the actions needed to destroy the affirmative equipment listed in the attachment number 1 of the City of Glenwood deleted items list destruction sheet 12/19/2023. Now, therefore, be it ordered by the City Council of the City of Glenwood, Arkansas, Section 1, the mayor, city treasurer, and the designator are hereby authorized to move and permanent equipment to coordinates with the affidavit attached and incorporated with the resolution by reference. Section 2, the resolution shall be effect immediately upon passage. This is ordered on the 19th day of December 2023. Then there's a list. Attachment number 1, it's a copier, it's a laptop, computer, HP printer, LG computer screen, time clock, Netgear router switch, Intel switch, Netgear switch, link key adapter, sonic wall, Wi-Fi adapter, sensor server, Canon printer. So there's the items that want to be destroyed. This
Did you
next,
read that resolution? I had to go there.
I did, and it's very fun to read. And this affidavit of destruction of records, I don't know if I have to read this, or we just sign
No.
this.
I'll make a motion
I hope someone does.
for resolution
Anybody wants to see
2317.
what we're getting rid of, it's on that table. And the only thing that could possibly be still working in that is that one printer, that one inkjet printer, hasn't been run in a year and a half. It's got the ink cartridges that were in a year and a half ago, and I haven't tried to run it, because if it's not dried up, they soon will be. But that's the only piece of equipment. All the hard drives have been taken out and drilled. That server was a high dollar server, that little flat thing down there, but it's $6,000 to put a new operating system on it. And we went with Census, we went in the cloud, and the city don't even have a Census server anymore, but the operating system went down on that, and it's $6,000 just to put an operating system on that big server, and we don't need it.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, Jimmy made a motion, Alan seconded the motion to destroy the equipment. Gary Brady,
Aye.
Chris Wood,
Aye.
Jeremy Clark,
All right.
Alan Moore, all in favor.
Hey, in the future, can we put something in here that says like if it's under a certain amount of money, that you don't have to bring this up and do this? Or if the equipment is so old, you see what I mean? Can we not
I think
put
you have to
something in
do that,
motion to
'cause
do
the city-
I
that?
think it's.
I think you have to do it
because we
with city
spend money-
property.
Because we spend money on it, and when we
Yeah.
get audited,
I'd like to see every receipt,
Wow.
every serial number on every piece of equipment sitting there. I guarantee we ain't got it all.
I agree, I'm just
We
saying
may have
that.
some, but I bet it's not all of them.
Just cover our base, making sure we're clean.
Okay.
Okay,
It'd be nice if you could. Because you can have that one person's gonna find it. You had a printer back in 1937, you didn't show you destroyed it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Hey, the auditors, I said down to the
you will notarize this tomorrow, right? I'll notarize this one, then. If you want to leave yours up here for notarize. All right, next thing on the agenda, I'm showing you what the 2 insertion meters, this is a project that was talked about back when Bridget was mayor, trying to work on her leak detection. They were quoting 3 years out on meters. We got a quote, this week from them. They're 4 weeks out. There's a 6-inch meter and a 10-inch meter. The 6-inch meter will go in at, Twin Bridges, no, at Hilltop. The 8-inch meter will go in at, Twin Bridges. And that's the cost of the meters. That's not installed. But that'll get, that project, they are ordered.
Can we install that? Or-
No. Well, no. We could, I guess. We gotta have 2-inch tap. We don't have 2-inch tap inside. We can't install it.
Yeah, but we don't have to do anything on this. This has already been taken care of, right?
This was voted on in Bridges
Right,
Day. I'm just
yeah.
showing you the price of it. We finally got a quote.
And it's 4 weeks out.
And it's 4 weeks out. And doggy boxes that we got, DJ's got 6 of those to put in. TJ got 6 of those to put in now.
These will all be in a box too, right?
These will all be in a ball, yes. I'm not putting this kind of meter in, not the ball. And the neat thing about this meter,
And that will report back, right?
that will tie into our sensors, yes. And then you'll set your routes up to where everything past those lift stations, Miranda or whoever the water clerk is, can take all the meters that read past that each day and that meter and compare your numbers to see if you've got a leak. And it's gonna break it down in thirds. You'd have everything from Twin Bridges and everything
Yeah.
from those two. We'll break it down in thirds that we can look for leaks. So it'll give us an idea of where to go looking for leaks. And,
That'll help.
so, that's just information that's ordered. It was already voted on by the last council and the last mayor, but it's getting done.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I got a couple more things right quick.
We do?
Yep.
Where'd that come
Just,
from? We ain't got
the
a
last
motion.
sheet that's not on there, our state aid for next year for the paving, we got turned down on. There was only 70 people that turned in supposedly, and now they're saying 146 turned in. And they funded 99 projects, so that should put us pretty good in shape for next year. But we won't get that money. We did get, and that may be why we didn't get funded on this, the $500,000 project to do Mountain View Road with. We haven't got anything official on it yet, but the state did announce it, and it's posted on our website. We are gonna get the money to get Mountain View Road done. Now then, you can make that motion, sir.
It does say, as a result, your request will remain active with no action by you if necessary.
Right.
So,
It'll be the first ones on next year's funding.
yes, I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Well, you don't want to do roll call on that?
No.
Roll calls.
All in favor?
Short meeting.
Hey, is there any way also, Billy, just tie, somehow tie our live link into that, where a link would come up on that? Instead of having to go use it?
Yeah, I'm sure we can.
He can, all he has to do is just put a YouTube link at the bottom of it. That's all he has to do.
Yeah, let's do that too. I think that-
This is all that's coming, and y'all got any ideas on it? There's a lot.
I think we should put animal control on there also, you know?
This is just,
No, because I think it's a good record keeping, just like it is for the departments. It would be a good record keeping. That way you'd know how many, the same dog that's been in, you know what I mean? They could keep track of that. And whatever. I think that'd be good.
this is just getting started back there.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.